As always, moving up is at the cutting edge of the most sophisticated script writing and jokes, and we're always there on the verge of technology, taking on new ambitious adventures to see where we can go with AI this time.
Yeah.
Adam?
We're really up there with Tesla, Amazon, moving up. It just rolls off the tongue. So today I thought, why not start this episode with a bit of AI use? Because God knows we're creatively bankrupt. Here we are. I've typed into ChatGPT, other AI generators are available, but I've asked it to give me a script for a Wallace and Gromit spin-off if they were to enter the films that are nominated for Oscars in 2025.
Nice and simple.
Yes. Yeah, easy really. So this is title, Wallace and Gromit, A Cut Above the Rest. Setting, a bustling film awards gala in Los Angeles 2025. I presume one that's not burnt down, but there we are. The film industry is celebrating its finest works, and the atmosphere is lavish, filled with celebrities, film buffs, and the occasional eccentric inventor.
I wonder who that could be.
Opening scene. The screen fades in from black to the bustling streets of Hollywood. The camera swoops through the glamorous district, past limousines and brightly lit marquees. The Oscar ceremony is in full swing. And then this is the narrator. In the grand world of film and spectacle, the stars shine brightest, but for one unlikely pair, the spotlight is about to take an unexpected turn. Inside their cosy, cluttered home in Wigan, Wallace is glued to the television. The screen displays clips from Oscar-nominated films. Gromit lounges nearby, flipping through a magazine. I imagine him doing that little tightening eyebrow thing, like...
Yeah, the little eyebrow raise, yeah.
Wallace suddenly points to the TV. Cranky, Gromit, look at these marvellous films. Incredible cinematography, stirring performances, and impeccable direction. But I say, none of them have a bit of cheese-based ingenuity. Just imagine what we could do with a bit of imagination and a well-timed contraption. Gromit raises an eyebrow, clearly sceptical. Hold on, lad. This year's nominations have one thing in common. Innovation. And what's more innovative than an invention that revolutionises cinema? What if we made our Oscar-worthy film? Gromit sighs and drops his magazine, sensing another wild plan coming on. Scene 2, the studio lot. Cut to the next morning. Wallace is dressed in an absurdly over-the-top director's outfit, complete with a beret and megaphone. Gromit is by his side, looking unimpressed. They stand in front of a massive Hollywood film studio where Wallace enthusiastically gestures towards the entrance. Right then, Gromit, we're going to need a film crew, an actor, and the latest in camera technology. We'll need to blend a bit of sci-fi with a touch of romance, sprinkle interaction, and of course, a bit of slapstick humour. A masterpiece in the making.
Do you know who you sound like?
No, go on.
Keir Starmer.
So what we are going to do, we are going as a country to make a film that's going to win the Oscars. We are going to make it, and I want my best cabinet behind me when in this venture. Anyway, to carry on. Gromit rolls his eyes and pulls out a notepad, scribbling something down. And then in a thought bubble, I guess that's something from the film, I don't know. In the thought, Gromit thinks, a machine to make Wallace stop talking would win an award. Too bad I haven't invented that. He's quite angry in this one.
Why is this funny?
Yeah. Well, fair play, ChatGPT. And by the way, this goes on for ages. I don't even know if I won't do it all, but maybe another day. But scene 3, in the studio, filming begins. The duo's film begins production. Wallace has somehow convinced an entire Hollywood studio to help with his eccentric project, promising it will be groundbreaking. The film set is a surreal mix of over-the-top special effects and homemade contraptions, with things constantly falling apart. Wallace yelling through a megaphone. Action! Now remember, the exploding cheese cannons come right after the dramatic chase scene. Gromit, lad, what are you doing? Gromit, who's already tired of the chaos, is attempting to sneak away with a cup of tea. But as he exits the frame, an actor in a lavish costume bumps into him, spilling the tea all over their elaborate costume. And I'm going to do Richard E. Grant for this actor, because you know he'd be in it.
He would 100% be in it.
Oh no, my costume! Gromit looks at Wallace, who shrugs innocently. Well, a bit of improvisation never hurt anyone, did it, lad? Right, we'll just say it's part of the character arc. And then, sorry, the next the next stage direction is just, the set explodes in a fiery yet somehow comical mishap.
And you can tune in next week for part 2 of, what was this film called?
Wallace and Gromit, A Cut Above the Rest.
Sounds like a genuine Wallace and Gromit title, though. Like, I won't lie. Like,
this is fantastic. I'm really impressed with that. Anyway, on today's bonus episode, we are going to be going through the Oscar nominations. A lot of overlap with the BAFTAs, as we probably could expect. But I've got a list up. Alfie, just I know you kind of have looked through it as well. What are your initial impressions?
My initial impressions are very similar to last week when we spoke about the BAFTAs, and similar to my reaction after the Golden Globes, in that it's a little bit lackluster. I want to do something right to start this off. So obviously, these Oscars have just been announced. Now let's take a look at the comparison between last year's Best Picture, okay? Last year, we had American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, Zone of Interest. This year, with Best Picture, we have Honora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, and Wicked. I think it just ain't cutting the mustard, mate.
Yeah.
I think it's just a little bit of a damp squib.
I mean, going through that list of last year's nominees, I think I can probably list maybe 2 of them, 2 or 3 at a push, that I wasn't crazy about. The rest I loved. Whereas this year, I think it's the opposite. I could probably list 2 or 3 that I love, and the rest I'm like, yeah, they're good. Yeah, they're
absolutely
solid.
Yeah, kind of wild though. I'm guessing you're of the same opinion, like you said. Like, what should we go for it and go through the list? Should we just get into it? So we always said that was Best Picture. Out of all of those, what do you think's going to win, and what would you like to win, Adam?
For Best Picture, I think. God, I really think Emilia Perez might win it.
Yeah, I really do as well, and I'm terrified.
Only because I know Dune Part 2 won't get it, unfortunately. I'd be really surprised if The Substance got it.
Yeah, Substance won't. Wicked won't.
Yeah,
I think it genuinely is between The Brutalist and Emilia Perez.
Yeah, possibly Conclave in there as well. Yeah, who would I want to win though? Maybe. Do you know, Conclave is good. I do think I've been a bit soft on it, but I do like Conclave. I think I'm excited to watch it again. I just think it didn't quite. I know there was a lot of hype around it, and I'd heard nothing but great things. And going in, I was like, yeah, it's solid, it's fine, but it was just missing a little something at the end. But I don't think people have shared that sentiment. I think people think, yeah, it's perfect as it is. So maybe that's just me. But then I'm looking at Dune Part 2. It's got the acting, it's got the visuals, it's got the stakes, it's got it's filmmaking complete.
It's next level
to an incredible
Absolutely.
level across the board. You know,
it's definitely not like it's on the same level as Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer, in the very same way that last year, or at the beginning of the year when it released, they were talking about Oppenheimer and Dune at the same time, weren't they? And they had Christopher Nolan and Denis Villeneuve doing interviews together. And I get that maybe, mental intelligence wise, it's not the same. It's a lot less. Yeah, it's a sci-fi, but I really think on filmmaking levels, I think Dune 2 should theoretically win it, but it won't. And I think you're absolutely right. I think it might be Emilia Perez, which is, we're going to review Emilia Perez officially in the episode coming out after this. But yeah, of those that I've seen there, I would like Dune. I mean, I'd love The Substance to win, but I know it won't. But yeah, as soon as I've caught up and caught all of those, I'll be looking forward to choosing which one. You've seen almost all of them now, though, right? For the Best Picture.
Yeah, I'm booked in to see the Brutalist. I need to catch The Substance on streaming or wherever I can. And then I'm Still Here is the only other one I've not yet seen.
Pretty impressive, man. You're doing your homework.
Yeah, that was quite nice actually. That was the one thing I was hoping. I almost didn't really care what was nominated as long as I'd seen it. I'm like, please, I'm busy.
As long as you can have an opinion out the gate, yeah.
Yeah. So in that respect, I'm in a nice position. What other categories should we touch on? Score, maybe? I mean, challenges again.
Yeah.
Not only not nodded for in score, but not seen at all in any category
single
again.
Nomination.
I find that
insane.
I find that ridiculous. I was having a call with my girlfriend on the way home, and I said, the fact that challenges, the score won the Golden Globe, and normally there's overlap, but I'd kind of forgive it if it at least had a nomination and didn't win, but to not be nominated in a category that it had won at another awards when they're so interlinked is really bizarre.
And then to look at the fact that Emilia Perez is on there for Best Score.
Exactly. And isn't Wicked on there as well? I'm like...
Yeah, which, tell me a notable part of the score in Wicked. I cannot. I simply cannot. It's all music from the musical. I don't know what's the original score bit about that at all.
Yeah, it's really strange. One thing that I did like seeing is Nosferatu appear a fair amount of times.
Yes, absolutely.
I think it's in there. Makeup and hairstyling,
costume,
yeah, cinematography.
It's got about 4, I think. Yeah, cinematography. Which I would be a big advocate for that winning that. I think.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe the only one where Dune's got a chance of winning, though.
Yeah, Greig Fraser. He won it for Dune, didn't he? The first one. So I don't know if he'll get it again.
Yeah. They don't usually do that. They won't usually give sequels the same award.
But I actually think Dune Part 2 is even better than Dune 1, like in terms of the way it looks. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk about the main ones then. Let's do actor, actress. So Best Actor, it's a similar situation to Best Picture, but we've got Brutalist, Adrian Brody, Timothée Chalamet, Complete Unknown, Coleman Domingo, Sing Sing, Ralph Fiennes, Conclave, and Sebastian Stan, The Apprentice. That's very similar to the BAFTAs, right, and the Golden Globes, pretty much.
Yes, yeah, you're right. I think it's missing just one other. Let me pull that out quick. But yeah, out of them, I'm only yet to see Adrian Brody's performance, but I've heard that he's basically on screen in every scene in The Brutalist, so that's 3.5 hours of Adrian Brody acting that I've got to assess. But in terms of the only one that didn't carry over there is Hugh Grant, just because there's only 5 nominees.
Which, yeah.
But that's not a surprise, I don't think.
No, not at all. Best Actress, it's worth noting that Cynthia Erivo has been nominated for Wicked, because she definitely wasn't for the previous. And the big one there, Demi Moore has been Oscar nominated for The Substance, which is an insane feat for horror films, because I think horror films don't get nominations. They do not get Oscar noms, and the fact that she's gotten it, and this has got The Substance managed to get Best Film, and it also managed to get a nom for I think it's Screenplay and also Director, I think, maybe. 5 noms for a horror film is so good, mate. So happy for it.
It's worth saying as well that Demi Moore's 62. So to get I think first Academy nomination at that age is really impressive, especially for an older woman. I think it's sadly something that's few and far between. But I heard nothing but praise for her role in that, and I'm really actually apprehensive to see a substance, but at the same time I've heard great things, so I'm very excited to see her role in it and see how that develops.
That nomination will become even more fitting once you've seen the film. I'm sure you know what the film's about, but the whole point of the film is age and who you are as you get older and that kind of thing. And then to be nominated at like you said, when she's in her 60s for a film, there's some sort of sweet irony to it. I do enjoy that.
Animated feature film, I always enjoy this category. We've got Flow, which I haven't been able to track down. I put a tweet out today asking if anyone knows where I can see it. And if by any chance, listeners, you know where someone in the UK can find Flow, that would be great. I think it's a Latvian film. I could be wrong, but I think it's Latvia. Inside Out 2, Memoir of a Snail, Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul.
It's you again.
That's just a nun out for a pleasure cruise. And The Wild Robot is also in there as well. Quite a nice category, that. I've not seen Memoir of a Snail either, but I remember that did very well at the film festival in London, so that's one to keep an eye out for.
We also got, there you go, Best Production Design was the Nosferatu's other one, which is, excellent. I know we've already said it, but the fact that Best Editing also didn't go to challenges is insane. And Emilia Perez, we're going to talk about it in a moment, but the fact that Emilia Perez is in so many of these categories where it simply does not deserve to be is insane to me. Absolutely insane. This one's worth mentioning because this has got a film in that Adam's been a big advocate for. Best Visual Effects, Better Man got a nomination. Yeah. The Robbie Williams biopic has got a nomination. How about that?
I'm glad it's in there. It does almost feel like a bit of a piss take because, again, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes are in there as well, and that is the same thing, just like 100 times more. But you know what, Better Man, I think it's a better film than people are giving it credit for, and I don't think I've seen anyone dislike it. Even the Americans that have actually, all three of them that have gone out to see it have said that it's good and it's decent, and it's a very solid, strong biopic. So it's nice that it's getting a nod here. Hopefully that will encourage some people to go and check it out. But I think it's more than its visual effects, and it's almost a shame to reduce it just to that. Do I think it necessarily needs to be up there with other categories? Maybe not. So yeah, maybe I'm just grateful that it's in there at all. But Better Man's decent, guys. Go and check it out.
It needs your money. Please go.
So there we are. There's a sweet and short little reaction to the Oscar nominees this year. What date are the Oscars? March 3rd, I want to say?
Yeah, I believe so, unless they've been pushed back again. Unless because of the fires. I don't think so, though. So I'm looking forward, mate. Looking forward to catching them all and being able to sit down and do a guessing list of what we think's going to win and seeing who gets the most right. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. I mean, also, we may as well mention it here. I don't believe we've said it on the podcast yet, but there's half an idea that we're going to get together and sort of do an overnight reaction to it and kind of get a big podcast episode out, or maybe live stream it on Instagram or TikTok, whatever works. That's in the early days of planning, hopefully, but it's something I've been thinking about. So we'll see if that comes into fruition, but you'll be the first to hear about it if it does. So do keep an eye out for that.
Please email in your thoughts on these Oscar noms. You can email in hello@movieonup.com.
Or you can go to our socials, Instagram and TikTok. The handles are both at @movieonup.
Thank you for listening, and you can tune in to the next episode, which will be out just after this one, where we are going to be talking about Emilia Perez. We are also going to be talking about A Complete Unknown. We're going to be talking about Nickel Boys, and we are also going to be talking about Saturday Night Live, right?
Yeah.
Was it just called Saturday Night?
Just Saturday Night, yes. But those three of which are Best Picture nominees, so it's a big old episode. So do stick around for that. Check it out, and as we say, get in touch. Other than that, have a lovely rest of your day /evening/morning.